That's unbelievable. Dana, I want to put our attention now on one of the most expensive House races in the country. It's in the state of Michigan, and I can explain to you why we see this thing as such a key race on the map. This is Congressional District 7. It's newly drawn, but the Democrat, Alyssa Slotkin, a winner 4 years ago, is trying to hold on to the seat. Okay, so pop on in here. Slotkin, the Democrat, being challenged by Tom Barrett, the Republican. We'll speak to him in just a moment here. $20 million spent on ads in this race alone. Quite phenomenal. So what about this part of Michigan that's important? It's Lansing. It's the capital. It's got Michigan State University, and I want to show you what happened there 2 years ago. On the presidential level, when Joe Biden took on Donald Trump in Michigan, he was a winner by about 3 points, won the overall state by about 154,000 votes. But this is the county I was talking about. This is Ingham County. Again, it's where Lansing is located. And look at the margin for Biden over Trump. 46,000 votes alone in this part of the state, in that county. And if Barrett wants to have a challenge, he's going to have to shorten those numbers there with Alyssa Slotkin, and Tom Barrett joins us now. Sir, thank you for your time. 21 days away. What's the issue? Is it inflation? What is moving voters in Michigan, where you live?
Thank you, Bill. Yeah, it is. It's really about the cost of living. That's what so many of the voters in my district talk to me about. My wife and I are raising 4 kids right here in this district. We see it and we feel it. It's the cost of living, whether that's the cost of groceries or the cost of gas to get your kids to school or any of the other activities you encounter in your daily life. Those are the foremost issues that Americans and people in my district are focused on in this upcoming election. We can't continue down the same path that we're on today.
There's a new poll from September 26th, so not that new, but still the most recent one from the Detroit News. Saying that the top issues for your vote in Michigan, abortion topped it at 35.5%. I know there's a big statewide referendum there. Cost of living in at 23%. So on the issue of abortion, do you sense that when you're out on the campaign trail, that is something that is really going to help Democrats get voters out?
Well, abortion certainly is an issue, and we have this radical late-term abortion proposal on the ballot here in Michigan that, a lot of education is going on for voters that they see that. But there has been a shift in the focus, if you look at national polls and certainly here in Michigan, that shows the cost of living, whether that's the groceries, the cost of gas, or the other day-to-day expenses that families are facing. Even mortgage rates now are double or triple what they were just a year or two ago when this administration took office. So we're seeing that really overwhelm the issues that people are focused on. The folks that I talk to, the families that are like my wife and I, are really focused on the issues of the cost of living that they're seeing. And people are sensing that, and they're feeling it in all of these economic drivers that have been voted on by this Congress, enabling Joe Biden's agenda. My opponent has a 100% voting record with Joe Biden. Every one of his reckless spending proposals she's voted for, and that has led to the overwhelming cost of living increase that we've seen. And then they voted for all of their Green New Deal proposals that have driven up the cost of gasoline and made that far less affordable for families. Here in Michigan, we're about to enter another cold winter, and they want to make home heating costs that much more expensive because of their radical policies. We can't afford it anymore. We need to get the country back on the right track. That's why I'm running for Congress. People can go to my website, tombarrettforcongress.com, check us out and see what we're all about. We want to get the country back on the right track.
Last question here. Depending on who you pay attention to, I mentioned this is a newly drawn district based on the census. It either favors Democrats by a point or it favors Republicans by 4 points. I don't know who's right, but that sounds like a toss-up to me. Do you see it that way?
It is, and this is a toss-up district. We know that. Nancy Pelosi and her allies in Congress, like Alyssa Slotkin, are pouring millions of dollars into this race. This is now the most expensive congressional district in the entire country, right here in the heart of mid-Michigan. We need all the help we can get to make sure that we can win this race, keep our message up on the air, carry the election here in November, and finally flip the House back to a Republican, to a conservative majority, to be a check against the Biden administration. The country is on the wrong track. We want to put the country back in the right position, and that's why I'm running for Congress, is to stand for the families like mine in this district who don't have a voice in Congress today.
Ad spending in the race is $20 million plus. It's one of the most expensive House districts.
27 million, they say now.
27 million.
Wow. About $1 million a day.
Between now and then. All right. Well, thank you for being on. We'll watch this race. We've had Alyssa Slotkin on before.
Thank you so much for having me.
Back. Thank you.